hear me, welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting for the Houston Housing Authority on Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. I have 3 p.m. and would you please call roll?
President and Chairman Polar.
Here.
Vice President Commissioner Smith. Commissioner Aceves Lewis.
Present.
Commissioner Ballard.
Here.
Commissioner Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Kirkendall.
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Secretary Bryant.
Here.
Thank you very much. With that, I'd like to welcome the interpreters, and if you would be kind enough to please introduce yourselves.
Thank you, Commissioner. Name is Boyd Vietnamese interpreter. Name of Light Holy Vietnam.
Buenas tardes, Humberto Hernández, traductor. Si requiere traducción, estoy a sus órdenes. Gracias.
Benjamin, interpreter. 215.
Thank you very much. And before I turn it over to our president for the CEO update, please note for the minutes the number of folks who are tuning in live stream. Amy?
Wonderful. Good afternoon, everybody. Is this on? You guys hear me in the back? All right. I wanted to take this opportunity to make a few announcements on some things that are going on at the Houston Housing Authority. You'll see an announcement on this go out probably later today, Riz, if I'm correct. But wanted to talk a few things about our voucher program. And so one of them, as I mentioned in the last board meeting, updated was on our voucher wait list. And so for those of you who are tuning in, be looking, because on May 1st, we're going to be opening up our new Rent Cafe portal, and we ask you to go in and save your spot. And so this is for existing people who are on the choice voucher wait list. We need you to go into our new system, make sure your contact information is up to date, and that you want to remain on the wait list. We occasionally need to go through these wait lists and update them to make sure we have the proper contact information, and to make sure the people who are on the wait list still want to be on the wait list and have not moved or found other housing or what of the sorts. And so critical, please on May 1st, it'll be open through June 2nd. We just need you to go on there and make sure you update your information and affirm that you want to stay on it. The other thing, on May 1st, we will be opening up a select amount of project-based voucher wait list. And so these are vouchers that are tied to specific properties throughout Houston. We have a little over 20 project-based opportunities here. That wait list will open up on May 1st at 9 a.m. So if we have any applicants or residents who are interested in those opportunities, just stay tuned and check on our website on May 1st. I think I mentioned this last time, we do have some special programs outside of our choice voucher system. Our BASH program, for example, which is our voucher program tied to veterans. It does have capacity in it. Do not reach out to the Housing Authority on this program. You need to go through the VA. The VA needs to vet you out and refer you to our agency, but we do have availability if there are any veterans who are looking. And the same goes for our mobility program grant. We have a mobility grant that can help current voucher owners move into high opportunity areas if they so choose to. We have information. We have information on this on our website as well. The mobility grant will help our voucher holders and residents with deposits and moving expenses and other resources to help them if they want to take advantage of this program. So please check that out. I also want to make 2 other updates on some events that have occurred at the Housing Authority since our last meeting. One was last week. We were at the ribbon cutting and opened up Rosemary's Place. Rosemary's Place is a 149-unit permanent supportive housing project there in Midtown. This was a partnership between the Housing Authority, NHP Foundation, Magnificat, Harris County, and the City of Houston to provide 149 units for folks who are homeless or on the edge of becoming homeless. The Housing Authority was able to make a commitment of a little over $2 million a year in vouchers over the next 15 years to support this critically important project. And so extremely thankful for everyone on our team and everyone with the partnership for making that happen. We also had an incredible event about 2 weeks ago out at Oxford Place with our Women's Empowerment Summit. This is a part of our Jobs Plus program that we have been working on for a couple of years. Big thanks to our team as we were out there with dozens and dozens of women who have been working in this program, and excited to say, I mean, it was such a wonderful event. They're so thankful for the work that's being done, and we're thankful just to be able to come alongside them in their journeys to finding better jobs, higher wage employment, and increasing, those economic outcomes. So we look forward to that program moving forward and expanding that program into other areas of the city as well. And one last thing, Chairman, if you'll allow me, I got an email from a resident of ours who wanted to thank me for two of our staff members for just providing outstanding service. So I'm going to paraphrase this, but she says, "Dear Jamie, I'm writing to express my sincere gratitude for the outstanding customer service I received from both Miss LaTanya Rogers and Miss Melissa Sanders Edwards. Their dedication and exceptional support were beyond my expectations, and I believe they truly deserve recognition for their efforts. Thank you for building a team of such dedicated professionals. There's just no words to fully describe how awesome these ladies are. Please feel free to contact me if you need anything else. Thank you so much." So I just wanted to read that out loud publicly and say thank you to our team and staff of these ladies for their excellent work. And with that, I will turn it back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Great report. Now we will open it up for public comments. Donna?
Sure. Speakers will be allowed 3 minutes for public comments. Speakers will only be allowed to speak once. I will inform you when you have 1 minute and again when 3 minutes have expired. The board will generally not respond to comments or answer any questions. HHA residents making comments are encouraged to state their name and the property where they reside clearly, and someone from the property management company will contact you regarding your issues. We only have one speaker today so far, and that is Ms. Kinney.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. I've been a landlord since 2018, and I've always had a pleasant experience like the one you described there. But recently, there have been some changes that concern me, and specifically advocacy for landlords. I feel like that is not in existence right now, so I'm here to advocate for myself and for other landlords. The property address is 15039 Arizona Sky Court. I had a tenant with known damage to the property, and she knew she caused it. She refused to repair it, but she wanted to relocate. So I informed housing. She and I discussed she needed to repair this before relocating, and housing told her she didn't have to do that she could just relocate and for me to just sue her. In the past, when there was a known issue, housing would actually follow up and ensure that those repairs were made before she could port her voucher. So there's been a breakdown in the process, and even when I try to reach out to my liaisons, no response. I call, I email, no response. So that's why I'm here to ask for, just to advocate and to ask for some type of communication or some accountability. Just to abbreviate things, I don't want to go into the full story, but I feel like this situation could have been handled a lot better in the past than it was. And so that's why I'm bringing it to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. If you don't mind leaving us your information, or right behind you, Joanne can get your information and we can follow up on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no other speakers?
No other speakers.
Thank you very much. Now we'll move for a motion to approve the minutes of March 18th, 2025 of the Houston Housing Authority Board. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted? Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Right, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We will now move into new business, and the very first resolution on the agenda is resolution number 3890, which is for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the president and chief executive officer or their designee to amend resolution 3834, changing times and dates for the 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon, Donna.
I jumped the gun.
No, go for it.
We're recommending that the meetings for the remaining of 2025, the time be changed from 3 o'clock until 2 o'clock, and then the July meeting be moved from July, the third week in July until July 24th. All other board meetings, special board meetings, or changes will be posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 3890 as submitted?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much, Donna. Resolution number 3891, which is for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the president, CEO, or designee to write off vacant tenant accounts for October the 1st, 2024 to December the 31st, 2024.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, this resolution is again for the board to authorize President and CEO to write off the fourth quarter vacated tenant accounts in the amount of $46,870.91. These vacated accounts have been deemed uncollectible and will be written off as appropriately. They account for primarily voluntarily and involuntary move-outs, and residents are having a balance remaining. So this is just to write those off of our records to and move them over to a collection account. We're requesting the board approve this resolution.
Thank you, Ricardo. I'd like to stand up and applaud you, because if you look at these numbers are less than they've been in more than 3 years. And I congratulate you and your department on really incredible work.
Thank you.
I mean, this is impressive in the times we live in right now, to see that a $46,000 write-off as compared to, in the first quarter of last year, a $194,000 write-off. So on behalf of this board, and I hope on behalf of all the employees of this agency and the taxpayers, I really thank you. Brian's phone, with that, I'll call for a motion to approve the resolution as submitted.
Yeah, so I just wanted to commend you again for the thorough information that you've given us, the context and the history. And I agree with Commissioner Proler. We're excited to see that those numbers are continuing to go down. And I think there were just a couple properties, CUNY and Kelly, that we can continue to drive those numbers down.
Yes.
And then also just be mindful that there aren't any residents that can have a big balance
Correct.
anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to those controls going in place to bring that down and to capture them sooner.
Yes, absolutely.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 3891 as submitted?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Ricardo. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
The next resolution is resolution number 3892, which is for the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the president, CEO, or designee to enter into insurance contracts for the policy year 2025-2026 with the Housing Authority Insurance Group. Seems like almost every meeting we talk about insurance.
We're gonna be done with insurance for a while after this.
Okay, thank you. Mike?
Yes, this resolution seeks an approval of a not to exceed amount of $1.9 million for the renewal of a number of policies that are associated with some of our tax credit deals. And also includes some other insurance, the directors and officers insurance on some of the affiliate boards and everything along those lines. The resolution was put together earlier this month using last year's cost, adding a 10% estimated increase, and then kind of rounded it up to the $1.9 million. I'm very happy to report today that as of the most recent spreadsheet I've received from Housing Authority Insurance Group, it appears that as far as the property coverage goes, we're gonna be coming in several $100,000 below what we estimate.
That's great news.
So, I wish I could take credit for that. I mean, it's just a reflection of the
Several
market.
$100,000 below the $1.9 million.
We're actually, yeah, it's right now, we're looking at somewhere for the property insurance alone, somewhere in the $1.2 million range. 1.2 to 1.3 million. There's still some quotes yet to
Sure.
come in, so there's some holes in those numbers. But what's left, in my mind, there's no way it can actually get up to that level to do it. So
Thank you.
this has been a long time coming, because it seems like every resolution that I bring to the board is always bad news about the insurance. So this one's actually, for the first time in a long, long time, the insurance market seems to be moving in our general direction. I did want to point out that when we presented the budget to you at the, in December of last year, this cost was part of the number for insurance that was in there. So not only we will come in well under what was budgeted, we had room in the budget for the full $1.9 million. But we're gonna come in way below that.
Yeah, that was mine. I had two questions, and that was one of them, so thank you. The other is a couple of points. Would you inquire to see if we can renew these policies, the property and casualty policies, possibly in December of each year? I have had some experience from the finance side where policies on insurance companies typically will charge a higher premium when you renew your policies in the May, June, July period, because that's the hurricane season, if you will. So they generally, they will, but if you make sure that your policy renews every November or December, the rates are slightly less. I don't know if we have that ability, but we're on a calendar year.
We've been able to move the renewal dates a little bit from time to time, because we've worked to try to sync them up to where these all renew at the same time.
Okay.
And then we have the other batch that we renew in December. But yeah, I will ask that question.
Okay, thanks. Other than that, great. Thank you.
And Mike, would you be able to give us an update next month, or just update the board members with what the final number is? Yeah, who we choose, then the final
Yes.
number. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3892. I have a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much, Mike. Resolution number 3893, which is the consideration and/or to take action to authorize the president and CEO to designate to conditionally award project-based vouchers to Independence Heights 2. Mr. Mason, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioners and others. Resolution number 3893 is, as you mentioned, to apply 131 project-based vouchers to the Independence Heights 2 property. This development has come to the board multiple times for approval for different aspects of for different things for the board to consider. This one is specifically to submit a subsidiary review to HUD so that we can apply 131 vouchers again to the Independence Heights 2 project. Staff recommends approval of this resolution.
And I'll make one comment. The 131 project-based vouchers has always been contemplated. It was in the MOU, it was in, if you recall, it was in our RFP about this. And so this is not a new concept. We're just at the point where we formally need to submit it.
And this is being submitted to HUD for approval, is that
Yes, that's
the
correct.
process?
That's correct.
And the underwriting for this project was done with the intent that the cash flow of the 131 units would be project-based vouchers.
That's correct.
Very good. Any other questions, comments? a motion to approve this resolution, 3893. I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Carter? I have a motion to approve. Thank you, sir. And may I have a second? Thank you, Christie. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Mason. At this time, an executive session will now be begin at 3:20 p.m. on Tuesday, April 15th, pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act to discuss personnel matters in accordance with Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, legal issues in accordance with Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, and real estate matters in accordance with Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. I have us at 3:20. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. See you next one.
And the public meeting is being reconvened at 4:16 PM on Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. May I, want to call the roll, please?
President and Chairman Prowler,
Here.
Vice President Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Aceves Lewis,
Here.
Commissioner Ballard,
Here.
Commissioner Carter,
Here.
Commissioner Kirkendall,
Here.
Commissioner Lee,
Here.
Secretary Bryant.
Here.
Thank you. And now I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I so moved.
May I have a second?
Okay.
All in favor, say aye. We are officially adjourned at 4:17.
Am I? I'm free, right?
You are free.
Sure.
5:30.
Okay. Kenneth? This is APB redevelopment. This is your show. Good luck.
Now it's 4:17. Let's call the APB meeting. Can you roll call, please?
President Director Lee,
Yeah, here, President.
Vice President Director Aceves Lewis,
Present.
Director Rogers,
Present.
Secretary Bryant.
Present.
All right, let's go to the item number 4, the CEO operation updates. Did I understand right?
No, the last one. I'm sorry, this one. Okay, yeah. No worries.
Yes. Approval for the March 18, 2025 APB Board of Directors meeting minutes. Does everybody got a chance to review that? I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
All right, and second?
Second.
A second, okay, everybody say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Abstain? No. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, item number 4, the new business. A, resolution number APV 25-09, authorizing APV Redevelopment Corporation to award contract for property management service at the Pinnacle on Willcrest Apartment and the Willow Park Apartments.
Ricardo.
Ricardo, can you help us?
Good afternoon. This resolution requests approval of the board to award a contract to National Community Renaissance for property management of the 2 listed properties. The solicitation went out back in November, and committee convened and reviewed 4 proposals. This particular company scored between 8 and 12 points higher than the other proposers. It's a company is based in California, however, they do have businesses here in Texas as well as Florida. They have 6 properties that they own and operate here in Texas as well. And it's recommended of the board to approve this resolution for the negotiating and issuing contracts for this particular entity.
All right. So any discussion before the,
How does the current rate compare to the previous rate that we had?
Actually, it's a little bit higher than the previous rate. The previous rate had been in existence for close to 20 years, and with the previous company, but the proposal that we received now is based upon per unit as opposed to a percentage as previously negotiated in the previous contract. So they're asking for it's like $70 per unit for each. So it's 260 units at Willow Park and 250 units at Willcrest on Pinnacle on Willcrest.
So the total dollar increase is how much?
And then the total dollar increase is from previous was 230, so we're talking somewhere between 70 and 80,000 more.
for the
And that
question?
seems appropriate to you?
Yes.
Thank you. So do we have a motion to move this item?
So moved.
Okay, any second? All right, for that say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Abstaining, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Go to the next
Thank
item.
you, sir.
Item B, the resolution number APV 25-10, authorizing APV Redevelopment Corporation to advance operating funds to Independence Heights GP LLC to facilitate a general partner loan to Independence Heights Apartment LP. This general partner loan is to be made in accordance with the general partner obligation to advance funds pursuant to the operating funds deficits guarantee per section 8.2 of the Independence Heights Apartment Limited Partnership Agreement. So, yeah, Mike, can you tell us about this?
Sure. Independence Heights is a development that was undertaken by APV Redevelopment back in the 2018 timeframe. Came online in the latter part of 2018, early part of 2019. I'm sorry, it came online in 2018, 2019. We converted over to its permanent loan on November 19th in 2019. The COVID pandemic hit, and we were all sent to working remote in February of 2020. So shortly after this property converted to its permanent loan, it was first hit the impact of the COVID deal, and during that next few years, there were some collection issues on site. You couldn't evict residents because of bans on evicting residents and everything. And there were increases in operating expenses. There were increases in insurance costs that all took place during that time frame. The long and the short of it is that I do not believe this property would have been underwritten the same way that it was underwritten had the people that did the underwriting realized what was about to happen. I think they would have restructured the deal differently. It's 154 units. 36 of those units are traditional public housing units, which means they do not produce a significant amount of revenue for this partnership. The partnership has not been able to keep up with the expenses and with the rents that are coming in. The limited partnership agreement obligates the general partner to fund the first $750,000 of operating deficits during the operating deficit period. We've not been able to get outside of the operating deficit period because you have to maintain a certain debt service coverage ratio for a certain period of time, and the property hasn't been able to do that. So the limited partner has recently extended the operating deficit guarantee for an additional year. Now, I did confirm with them that, well, you can extend the period, but you can't raise the cap because the cap is $750,000 that was set in the original partnership agreement. So we have already advanced to them in a prior year $375,000 before this board came into place. So this resolution proposes an additional $175,000, which would take the total commitment that the GP would have put in up to $525,000. It would leave a little bit of money left for future contributions, but this will allow the property to bring its open payables current, give it a little bit of operating room, and when I say a little bit of operating room, the intention is that, and the process has already started, we're going to go through a thorough evaluation of this particular partnership, take a look at the 36 units. Right now, they're public housing units, so there are a couple of options that will need to be explored. One of them would be converting these units via the RAD program. That will help a little bit. It's not going, I do not believe that's necessarily going to solve the problem because the RAD program is essentially revenue neutral to HUD. You basically, it's a blending of the operating subsidy and the small amount of capital funds that you get for those 36 units to combine, to come up with the new rent. I think a more viable one would be to explore a Section 18 disposition, where you would actually remove those properties from the public housing program and replace them with project-based vouchers, which would allow the units to earn essentially market units for market rate for those units in that marketplace. So the purpose of this resolution, as I said, is to get the property current. The property is actually in good shape. It's well occupied, so there's no real issues with the property other than the operational structure just doesn't work right now. We need to come up with a way to reconfigure it and make it into a viable property. So we're recommending the approval of this particular resolution.
So the 175,000?
175,000. Now, it will not all be advanced to them at once. We'll advance enough to pay off the bills, and then we'll feed it to them as needed in the coming months. But like I said, this is to buy the time to go through the evaluation of what to do with this property for the long term, because it's a relatively new property, so it still has it's not even halfway. It's basically halfway through its compliance period right now. So.
Any further, no discussion, I have a motion to approve this. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, any second?
Second.
All right, approve, I say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Abstain? No. Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. So let's go to the item number C, the resolution number APV 25-11. Authorization APV Redevelopment Corporation to advance operating funds to APV Turkey Creek LLC, the general partner of Mansions at Turkey Creek LP, to facilitate a general partner belong to the Mansions at Turkey Creek LP. So why don't you continue to
Sure.
tell us about this?
Mansions at Turkey Creek is another tax credit partnership that APV Redevelopment is involved in. APV was not involved in the original construction of this partnership. APV became involved in 2012. The involvement of APV, there was some, APV put, at that time, $2.5 million into this property, and that money would, combined with some money from the limited partner, paid down the existing debt that was on the property at that time. The property was also given the benefit of a property tax exemption going forward with the involvement. Almost like a PFC deal, maybe one of the original PFC type deal structures back then. In the interim, the property has been overtaken with or impacted by a number of events that were beyond the partnership's control. There was some flooding associated with the property during Harvey, so there was some work that had to be done for the recovery of that through insurance and everything along those lines. There was, come to find out a couple of years later, the original construction, there were some defects in the roof. So there had to be some roofing repair work done. There was defective siding at the property. The property received some funds from a class action lawsuit to make some of the repairs necessary to repair some of the defective siding. And then after that, if that wasn't enough, there was a lightning strike that took out the clubhouse for a period of time. So, and that had to all be repaired using insurance and other funds. Like all of these affordable housing properties, it has suffered because of the continued spike in operating costs and the continued increase in the price of insurance over the past 5, 6, 7 years, to the point now where this property, and then this property also has some issues on site that do need to be addressed, because right now it's a 252 unit property and about 70 units are offline right now. So the 70 units being offline really is having a significant negative impact on the cash flow for this particular property.
70 units, that's over $1 million
So,
a
yeah,
year.
right at about $1 million a year in gross revenue. So the proposal here is for an operating loan of $600,000, again, to bring all of the current open payables current, so the vendors will continue to service the property. And then from that, there is an analysis going on right now. And some of those additional funds will be used to go through the make-ready process to bring as many of those 70 units back on as quickly as possible. Again, this is a mature tax credit property. So it also will be undergoing a complete analysis of the operations of the property to see whether or not APV redevelopment should remain involved in the property. The end result of that could be a recommendation for disposition of the property, or it could be that we will recommend that the property go back into the syndication program. We find a tax credit partner, we bring in some new capital, recapitalize the property, and renovate the units that need renovating, take care of the deferred maintenance that needs to be taken care of, and prolong the affordability of this particular property for another 15, 20 years. So this is another, in fact, all of these resolutions are kind of similar in nature. This is another Band-Aid that's being put on this particular property in an attempt to actually give us the time to go through and figure out what's the best course of action for APV in the long term.
And what's the timeline that you're giving yourself to evaluate?
About 3 months.
Okay, so we should have
Yes.
some
Yes.
movement.
Yeah, we're not at the point, we don't have the luxury of taking an inordinate amount of time to evaluate these properties. This one is in a bit of trouble, especially with the 70 units being offline, so.
And multiple departments are working on this, both Reed and asset management, finance.
So, again, we're recommending that APV redevelopment authorize this loan to the partnership, so we can continue on with the work and try to figure out exactly what the best course of action for APV is. I mean, for Mansions at Turkey Creek is.
Yeah. Okay, so can I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Okay, any second?
Second.
Okay, second. Okay, provide say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Abstain? No. Motion carried. Thank you, Mike. Let's go to the next item. D, resolution number APV 25-12, authorizing APV Redevelopment Corporation to advance the operating funds to the Peninsula Apartments LLC, general partner in the Peninsula Apartment LP, to facilitate a general partner loan to the Peninsula Apartment LP. So, are you going to continue with this?
Peninsula is another tax credit partnership. It's 280 units. It was actually brought online back in 2004, so this one is a very mature tax credit property. It has suffered similarly that, expenses of late have actually been higher than the partnership itself has been able to sustain. So it's needing a capital infusion to allow it to bring all the vendors current. So again, so the vendors will continue to service the property. The occupancy out there is fine. The collections at the property are good. It's another one of these properties where we're again attempting with this to buy some time, about 3 months again, to allow us to complete the complete evaluation as to what we're gonna do with this particular property as well, whether it's time to dispose of it or whether or not it's a candidate for re-syndication to bring in a new tax credit partner, so that there's, completely recapitalize the property. This is one that you may remember that we're also working on a refinance of this particular property as well, so.
Thank you. So I need to do a motion to approve.
So, and I may have said 300,000, the loan is for 350,000.
350, right?
Yeah.
350,000.
Yes.
So do we have motion to approve this?
So moved.
Move, and second?
Second.
All right, approve by say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Abstaining, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Go to the, item number E, resolution number APB 25-13. Authorizing APB Redevelopment Corporation to advance the operating funds to APB GP, Sweetwater LLC, the general partner in Sweetwater Point Limited Partner, to facilitate the general partner loan to Sweetwater Point Limited Partners. So, let me continue this.
Sweetwater Point is a property somewhat similar to Mansions in Turkey Creek in that APV redevelopment was not involved in the original development of it. This property APV became involved in this property in the 2013 timeframe. Same type of original structure. There was $2.6 million put into this partnership. That money, along with money that came in from the limited partner, paid down and restructured the debt that was on the property at that point in time. The Housing Authority also obtained the ability to place 26 public housing units into this particular partnership, which it ultimately did do. It's a 260 unit property, so 10% of the units became public housing units. Those units have subsequently been converted under the RAD program, so they're now paying RAD rents out there. This property originally came online in the 2004-2005 timeframe, so again, it's a fully mature partnership, well beyond the compliance period and the extended tax credit period. It's now just operating as affordability under the existing LURA that's out there. But this is another one where, because of the age of the property, there's some deferred maintenance that's out there. There's also a loan that's coming due later this year. So again, this money is designed to be used to make sure all the vendors are current, so the vendors will continue to service the property and to provide a little bit of operating cushion while we go through, again, the same evaluation process to try to figure out what's the long-term plan for this particular property. So, and we think that within about 3 months, we'll know what the exact best course of action is to take on this property.
I see. So the staff recommend $1,000?
Staff is recommending $400,000 to essentially put this program in place to allow the property to continue to stay afloat, stay viable, while we complete the evaluation and figure out what the best course of action for APV redevelopment is with regards to the long-term future of this property.
Can you be sure to update the board as those decisions are made, as the
Absolutely.
evaluation is concluded?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, all of these, like I said, they're all tax credit deals, so they're all affordable properties. This would, if we decide to stay involved with them, this would be a preservation effort in terms of how to keep these units serving the community that they're doing. I believe the vast majority of these units are at the 60% level for AMI. So,
That will bring more units back to the market.
well, I don't know, I honestly don't know on Sweetwater, what the options are once you've already converted them to RAD. I'm sure there's something to be done. I just don't know exactly what that is. That's one of the things that we'll be evaluating during these upcoming months.
I see. So you'll give us a report after the good stuff. Right?
Yes.
All right, so we need a motion to approve this. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All right, second.
Second.
Approve by say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Abstain? No. Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you much. Well, then, adjourn. Anybody have a motion to adjourn the meeting then?
So moved.
All right, second.
Second.
Great, thank you. All right, thanks for your work. Now it's 4:41. Adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody.